Hey folks, Lemonade here, and today we finally get to look into all the hype some of these new Chinese mouse brands have been generating recently. Not very known or big brands, but the price points have got people excited. Are they actually good though? We'll get into it right after this. Small disclaimer, MechKeys did send me these free for review, but that will never change the outcome of any review on this channel. My opinions are my own, and you are seeing this as early as they are. Okay, let's knock out the specs real quick, and I'll throw those right up here for you folks. Now, some things that I wanted to touch on regarding the specs. The weight of the AJAZZ AJ199 is 60 or 62 grams because it has a removable shell. So it's 60 grams with the holes and 62 grams without holes. If we use a 61 gram average, its size to weight ratio clocks in at 0.93 to 1, so right below a 1-to-1, but not class leading in any way either. And in terms of the ML903, the price range is anywhere from about $41 to $62. The configuration I have here, which is the 4K mouse with the wireless charging dongle and 4K implemented to the dongle, this configuration is $62. If you get the regular 1K version, it's $41 just by itself. But I'm not sure anything regarding the price is going to matter in a few moments when I talk about this guy. But let's do some quick story time first. I had MechKeys reach out to me many months ago, seeing if I wanted to check out any of the mice on their website. And here's the thing, I told MechKeys that I really wasn't interested. Honestly speaking, having worked in marketing previously, and me being an enthusiast in this space, none of these mice looked remotely interesting or hype. I mean, I felt they were just quick money grabs by no-name companies. Obviously, at the time, I hadn't tested them myself, but again, as an enthusiast looking for interesting products that I can recommend to you guys, I just didn't feel like what MechKeys had was that. Fast forward to more recently, and I keep seeing more models coming, more brands being announced, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll cave. Let me see what this MechKeys stuff is about. Now, quick note, MechKeys doesn't make these mice. They just stock them for sale globally. They think kind of like a lethal gaming gear. That's what MechKeys is. Now, I chose two models that I thought might be worth a look. The AJ199 because of its shape, and the ML903 by ThundeRobot because of this cool 4K charging dock. Now, let's get this ML903 out of the way first. I would definitely not recommend this product. And it's a bit of a shame to say that. I mean, first impressions were actually pretty good. I mean, just look at the box with the cool pull-out tab here that houses the mouse, the dock, and the extra accessories. You have a 1K dongle and a nice angled Usbc cable. Overall, again, the unboxing, really awesome. You got the wireless charging dock here with 4K built into it, a 3395 sensor in the mouse with a Nordic MCU, solid build quality, a shape kind of like the Harp Ace by Asus, or kind of like a Viper but with more of a rear hump and flatter sides, and all for like 60 bucks. So what gives? Well, in terms of build quality, after one of my squeeze tests that I do on all my mice, like this, well, it developed a creaking and popping noise. Take a listen. Now, obviously, this isn't a game-breaking thing. It's just not a great sign after, one squeeze. But listen, that's not the main reason why I don't recommend the ML903. It's because the firmware and software had a legit file-infecting virus on it. Funny enough, MechKeys even said when they uploaded it to Google Drive, it got flagged. And even Dave from Gen 3D Tech confirmed with me that they had to send it to his Yahoo email because, again, both Google and Windows File Defender flagged it. Now, in Dave's experience, he believes that it's a false positive, which can happen with some of these smaller brands. That is true. Now, yes, I have seen this in the likes of the Fantech Aria or Lambda Atlantis, where Malwarebytes will flag it with a more random name like malware.ai or just says generic malware because it just doesn't recognize it. But Malwarebytes did not do that with this. It flagged it as floxif.virus.fileinfector.dds, and you can read up on that with their brief description here. Anyway, I even tried re-downloading it to double check, and yeah, same warning for Malwarebytes. So while the shape is interesting and the value for the hardware, is here, I'm not sure that risking a potential virus is worth it. So me testing the mouse ended right there, and I put it back in the box. Now I know some of you might say, well, Lemonade, you don't need to use the software. Yeah, that's true. You can swap most of the settings right on the mouse, but if a company is injecting a backdoor file infector in the software, I'm not really comfortable plugging this into my computer 24/7. Sorry. Now with this train wreck out of the way, let's look at mouse number 2, the AJAZZ AJ199. And this one I really wanted to say that I could recommend, but I ran into another issue. No, it wasn't a virus. Don't worry about that. And the software is actually pretty lightweight and full featured enough with normal settings options like setting your debounce and changing your liftoff distance. Let's start with the good. It's $45. It's got a 3395 sensor, a cool set of colorways like this light blue, and I'll just show you it is light blue. Here's a white mouse next to it. It's got great build quality overall with no creaking or side flex. It has really nice stable polling rate for 1K that I tested in Mouse Tester and on CPS, and they both matched. And an overall awesome shape that's very much a GPX Mini / Viper Mini hybrid. It has a slightly more raised hump versus the Viper Mini. Again, more similar to the GPX in that respect, but it has the size and the curvature in the middle of the mouse, just like the Viper Mini. And I almost forgot, they even throw in some halfway decent grip tape. So what's the bad? Well, there's a couple things. And first off, it doesn't come with a dongle. It only has a USB receiver. So depending on where your computer is and what ports are available, you might run into interference, and we're going to touch on that in just a moment. Now, next are the skates. A lot of people have said that they were pretty shit skates. And yeah, they aren't great. Mine in particular, though, had the center sensor ring slightly higher than the front and the back. So it kind of has this floating on the middle skate feeling. And as you can see, it spins fairly easily compared to most mice. I mean, we have the HSK here, which is 40 grams with sapphire skates, and this thing's 62 grams with its stock skates. And the third issue is going to be a bit harder to avoid depending on your copy, is that the mouse can disconnect, unfortunately. It happened twice to me. First off, I had this receiver plugged into my Fantech Aria dongle, and after gaming a bit, while gaming was fine, I stepped away for about 30 minutes, and when I came back, the mouse just was not connected to the receiver anymore. The mouse had about 40% battery, but it just wouldn't get out of sleep mode, so I just had to turn it on and off to get it out of that cycle. And from that point, I decided to just play with the receiver as they provided it and just plugged it into one of my front USB ports because it's closest to the mouse. And I didn't run into these sleep issues again, but while I was playing Overwatch, I had a couple of occasions where it would cut out while I was kind of mid-tracking a target and then almost like skip back a second later. Anyway, apparently even AIMADEP had issues with connectivity on his copy with signal being spotty. On the flip side, I've seen others not mention that, so it might not be widespread, but hey, I'm just reporting my experience. Overall, where do I stand with these small, no-name Chinese brand mice after all this? Honestly, I just can't recommend them. I know most of my audience are enthusiasts or high-level players in FPS titles, and I just can't really recommend taking a risk on these random products to save a few bucks. If you're serious about performing well in FPS, you're really rolling the dice with these, and with brands like Lamzu and Pulsar offering very solid stuff for just a few dollars more, just skip on this stuff. And on the flip side, even if you're a casual gamer and you don't even play FPS and you just need a decent mouse, yeah, I understand the price savings is tempting here, but the inconsistencies with the products and potential risk of dealing with malware or viruses, again, it's just not worth it. On top of all that, I'm not sure how well these products are going to be supported over the next year or two if you're a person that doesn't swap their mice very often, or heck, if these brands are even going to exist for warranty claims or tech support issues. And on that note, folks, all my socials are down below with all the affiliate links for the brands that I actually trust and use on a daily basis. You are going to see that Mech Keys was added to that list because they offer a wide variety of products beyond these and even from bigger brands that my code does apply to. Their shipping is cheap and their support is pretty quick to respond. You can use code LEMONADE to save a few bucks on your gaming peripheral purchases, or code UpgradeLemonade to sign up with our partner Surfshark to get an extra 3 months free and up your security with the 4 different ways that they protect you. If you had a good time with me today, likes and subs are always appreciated. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Are you interested in products like this? Should I do more videos? But until the next Fresh Squeeze video, stay thirsty, folks.